Hey everybody, welcome to the Matt and Carson Show, where the show is all about us.
And you. Today we're going to be interviewing a special guest from our staff that we've
Yeah.
been trying to get on the show for a while, and we're really excited to have him. But before we do that, being that we haven't had the show in a month or two,
I know.
check out the intro reel. Well, we've got our special guest and special friend, Mike Pascal, on the show today. Thank you for coming and joining us on the Matt and Carson Show.
Thank you, guys.
We've been trying to book you since we started the show back in the spring, and we just now got you on the show.
But you forgot to ask me.
Right. Cool. So we just want to ask you a couple questions.
I love you guys.
Today is at the day of filming, today is your last day on staff. It's Friday the 14th. And I'm really bummed, but I'm really excited for you and your potential. So, Matt, kick us off. Ask my question.
So you've been here how many years?
13-ish.
13-ish. How many of those on staff?
Oh, sorry, that's 13.
Oh, that's 13 on staff.
14 here.
Okay, wow. That's awesome. What is one of the highlights from being on staff here? Or just your general time here?
So we're going to go personal.
Okay.
One of the biggest highlights is I got to meet my wife, Kirsten.
She was called Camera 4.
She was called Camera 4 because I was digging her, I was liking her. And Chris Kuhn actually came up with that, I believe.
That's awesome.
So that was the, so we had different camera numbers, obviously. And so at the office or when you're around people, he'd be like, hey, how's Camera 4 doing? Like, so that was his way of asking me, have you asked her out?
Yeah.
How's it going? Without everybody knowing. So I got to meet her. She came on as a volunteer.
Yeah.
And you stalked her?
Stalked her, asked her out, I think 2 or 3 times. She could confirm. I'm not really good with numbers. Or facts, I guess.
Like our political system.
So, yeah. So, and then we ended up getting married, but we both worked here through until last year when she had Noah.
That's awesome.
So huge win on.
Yeah,
on
your
that
wife is a rock star.
You got a wife and a baby here.
I got a wife and a baby here.
That's awesome. Okay, so I actually spun off Camera 4 with Camera 3 when I started dating Madison. Remember that?
Yes.
I stole your idea, and
Yep.
we referred to her as Camera 3 for a while. So what was your favorite job on staff? Like, you've had a lot of them. So out of all of the jobs that you've had and all the titles and organizational chart shifts that you've done, what has been your favorite?
You should bleep that one part out. It sounds like something else.
What?
Anyway, so I'm going to continue.
Please
We're
do.
going. So I've had, I think we said earlier, I said 4, you guys said 5, and that makes sense. So I started out as Overflow production and Sunday morning production as an intern. And then I went Sunday morning only video lighting coordinator.
Okay.
And then moved over to media director. And then did media and production. And then I went back to media.
It takes them a while to
Yeah.
say all the jobs that he's had.
It's just,
So which one of those was your favorite?
so video and lighting's my favorite.
Okay.
That, if looking back, that was my,
So if
Cream of
video
the
and
crop.
lighting was your favorite job,
Yep.
what was your favorite office? Because you've had more offices by the number of, like the factor of 2 to how many jobs
so I think
you've
I've been in
had.
4 different offices.
Four,
Well, no, I'm not saying we haven't changed them around.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. You do like.
But I did a
But
cube,
what was
an
your
office,
favorite location? That was yours. Your home.
I would say the large office next to Chris's office, like where Taylor is right now. We used to have pretty much the whole team in there, media-wise. So we all got to work in there. It was designers, video, me. So it's just all been
A lot
in
of
the same
goofing
big
around.
office. Well, Jesse Bond was here, so it was quite fun.
Shenanigans.
Oh, actually, no. I think he was gone by then. It was beginning. Doc was here.
Well,
We had a
all
quote
right.
book.
So on the topic of favorite things, out of all the people that you've gotten to work with, or rather all the people who have worked for you, besides Carson, who are your favorite and least favorite employee?
My favorite employee,
Besides us.
besides you guys, was No, I'm not. I'm gonna plead the fifth on this one.
All
Okay,
of them.
that's fine.
All of them.
Who is your least favorite?
All of them.
All right. So I've got one final staff related question for you, which is a question that from my research, every staff member is eager to know the answer to this question. How many vacation days do you really have?
I have 20.
You have 20.
20 vacation days.
Okay, you do realize that 20 days means you can only be gone from the office 20 days of normal work days, because it seems like you have about 40.
Okay. All right.
Fix that perception that we all have.
So the problem is most people take their vacation days randomly away from other days off that the whole church is off. So my wife, who is a strategy budgeting kind of guru, lines everything up around days off. So we take vacations near July 4th because you're already gonna get a day off or two.
Okay, so in
Memorial Day, Labor Day.
You manipulate the system.
No, you just smart.
No, I'm not meaning that in a bad way. You just manipulate it
Yeah.
to get the maximum reward from it.
So like Thanksgiving, you just have to take 3 days off. And you have a whole week off. Well, you got to come back for Sunday, but you got 5-6 days in a row off.
Well, when you have 20 days off,
Yeah, so you take 3. That's a week. I'm gone
Yeah,
Monday through
a
Saturday,
lot,
and I took 3 days off.
okay.
that's not bad.
So
Kind of genius, actually.
you know,
Well,
I have to start doing that.
you have
There's
one day
the
off on a
answer.
Monday. You take
It's
a
not
Sunday
been
off.
fact checked, but there's the answer from Pascal. We'll consult with.
Well, I tell you this:
the
we've
admin team.
never, I don't think, taken any days off unless it's attached to a church day off already.
Okay.
Just what-
Fair enough.
It's hard. You can't always do that.
He just has more
Yeah.
holidays.
Okay.
Well, I take Martin Luther King off.
Okay. So you don't adhere to the action. Okay, cool.
All right. Well, I think we're
That was a joke at
getting
the end.
close to our
us
time here. Yeah.
Give us, we're going to all do some closing statements like the presidential debates do. Mainly kind of practicing, you know what I mean? So why
2036.
don't you, 2036, why don't you kick us off and give us like a 30-second to a minute closing statement. You can say whatever, with the exception of some of those bad words you were saying earlier, but you can say whatever you want to say.
Yeah. This is kind of your goodbye
time.
message.
My
to
goodbye.
staff.
Oh, that's so hard. All right, I'll keep it short. I shared a lot last Wednesday, I believe. Actually, I was silent.
11
for most
minutes
of
and
that.
30 seconds.
And I was silent for 10 minutes of that.
10 minutes and 45 seconds.
So I would say it has been 13 really, really good years. There's been ups and downs like anything. But I've learned, obviously, so much from here. Started when I was 20, so I'm 33. So it's a lot of my life.
13 years,
I guess 20. Is that right? 13 years?
Something like that.
Yeah,
typically.
typically. Carry the one. So I would say I've learned a lot, especially the last 5 years. But I've seen the church go from one service in a middle school through different multi-site before we were officially multi-site, to multi-site to everything. Friends come and go. Us grow like drastically when we moved in here. Start and stop great programs to start new ones. It's been a ride, and what's cool about it is all of this is done with like some of my best friends. So I think that's been the huge thing. Is that's what's so hard about leaving is I've formed so many good relationships at work that even on a bad day you can come in and see a friend, and we get to have fun here. Sometimes we have too much fun, but that's a good problem to have, I think. So yeah, I'm praying for Port City. If we're in town, we're still gonna get to be a part of it in some way. Not as much possibility because of a job, but if we're out of town, we'll be watching online. Nick, just let me know if you have trouble with that embed code, or I won't get to watch. So it's been, we're praying for, as a family, just for where this church is going to go. We still feel like it's going to be able to reach so many people, especially in this town, in Leland area, New Bern, Jacksonville.
30 seconds.
So, yeah, I don't think
That was 5.
Oh, I need to go for 30.
Do you have, no filibusters. Do you have anything to say to Pascal?
I do, yeah. I think one of my favorite parts about getting to do stuff like this and getting to do the show is that it started out kind of as like a joke, but it's kind of morphed into getting to do this when people make transitions off staff. And it's an opportunity that hopefully Carson and I get to say thank you on behalf of the staff. And as I think back over my almost 3 years here, I guess, one of the coolest things that I think I've seen you do is serve sacrificially. I remember so many times being in Studio 3 getting ready for Fuse or getting ready for a program or set build or being down in main room helping out or just doing something somewhere, and you pop in to save the day, where someone had something that just wasn't working right and you'd seen it or learned from it before and you were able to help. Or you have a connection that you could call and say, hey, I got a question. And like, you always find a way to come into places and serve really, really, really humbly and sacrificially. And I think that's a testament to the way that you've led at Port City. I remember sitting in a hibachi bistro with you my first time I visited here, as you explained what it looked like to get to do live production, something that I'd never done before and for some reason got hired to do. And I learned more that day than I think I'd ever learned before. And you told me that readers are leaders. And every now and then, as you and I have interacted, because we don't always get the chance to work together, you've had something that you've learned that you've got to impart on other people. And that's huge. So I just want to say thank you for the way that you've led me and the way that you've led your team and the way that they and you have led the church so faithfully. So.
Yeah, that's really, really good. I can't say it much better except for thank you for all of the really, really good and very important times that you have created for me and for the church. I've learned more from you than I can honestly say that I've learned from a lot of people. And you have been extremely influential in my life and in our church's life. And that's something that we could really never repay you fully for. We could try, but it's really useless because the amount of influence and the amount of things that you have empowered us to do and our church to do will continue to reach people and help them walk with God far into the future of the church. And that it's really unmeasurable, the amount of influence that you've had. And that's something that we really can't repay you for. So I'm eternally grateful for you and your friendship. And I hope that just because you're not on staff anymore, that our friendship can continue to grow and to be together, because I think that life is no fun without relationships like the one that we have with you. So yeah. I can't thank you enough, and I'm very grateful for you. You all right? Well, yes. So that sums up our interview with Mike, which he is now known as. You can reach him at mike@mike.pascal.net.
Mike@mikepascal.net.
Mike@mikepascal.net. Sorry, I was used to the Port City model.
It'll be down here somewhere.
If you want to get up with him, his phone number's not changing, right? So, yeah, if you call him,
you
he probably won't answer.
Into your microphone.
So, yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you can call me anytime.
But this wraps up the show. Thank you for watching the Matt and Carson show. And as always, if you have anything that you want to see on the show, please let us know. Very few people do that. So we need ideas. So help us out, especially going into the Christmas season. We've got a lot of fun things coming up that we may have to enlist your help on.
I may have some time.
So awesome. Thank you again, and we'll see you soon.